Hi, I wanted to give some instructions here for the Red Hills Salamander close reading. So do note that for this close reading, you will need our zoology textbook, the one with the cheetahs on the cover, in order to complete it. Most of the answers and text that you're looking for would be included in that textbook. Learning intention, we're learning about how organisms reproduce so we can understand the best ways to make sure they exist to support the ecosystem in the future. Success criteria, I'll be successful when I can scan for keywords and define them to get a better understanding of what they mean, and I can determine why a species has been listed as endangered and what is being done to help recover its population. So before you even start looking in the textbook, I want you to think about this prediction question. So take a moment with it. There's no real right or wrong answer. Just make sure you explain your answer. Which do you think is a bigger issue facing the United States right now? A lack of affordable housing for people or having enough habitat for endangered species to live in? How are these two problems related? Again, kind of heavy subject matter there, but I want you to take a moment to think about that to kind of give a little more context to this article. Once you're done answering that prediction question, turn to page 324 of your zoology textbook. There should be a section that's called Wildlife Alert, and you can kind of tell it's in a separate sort of tan or peach color, and that's focused on the Red Hills Salamander. I want you to scan the article for 3 words you do not already know or 3 words you think are important to the article. So again, don't read top to bottom. Just scan it, look for some words that stand out to you. Could be some things like the classifications that the salamander that's featured belongs to. Could just be some terms that come up that describe aspects about its habitat or the types of pollution that it's facing. There's a few different options in there that are good terms that we can use. Write those 3 words out below here for 2, 3, and 4, and then look up a definition for each one, then rephrase it using your own words. To help you simplify your definition, you may want to try looking it up on the Longman Dictionary, or again, you can use any online dictionary you prefer. You can also use the Raina chatbot on Magic School AI to try and create a definition at a specific reading level that you think everyone would understand. I'm hoping that we will discuss our terms together as a class at some point, but for now, again, scan the text, get your 3 words together, get your simplified definitions, and then after that, go ahead and start reading the article for the actual content questions that are included here. So number 5, what scientific order does the Red Hills Salamander belong to? Look at the classification section of the article. Again, that's right toward the beginning, toward the top. 6, what season do Red Hills salamanders go through sexual reproduction? 7, what is different about the larval stage of Red Hills salamanders compared to most amphibians? Again, think about what we've talked about in terms of reproduction so far. 8, based on your answer to number 7 and the information from our class slideshow presentation, again, if you click the link here, it will take us to our slideshow that was all about reproduction and development, so you can look through there. What would be an example of a type of locomotion this salamander would use to get around its environment? So again, think about what you mentioned here about the larval stage, how that affects its locomotion. 9, based on your answer to number 7 and the information from our class slideshow presentation, what would be an example of a type of respiration the salamander would use to get oxygen? Note that this species is part of the lungless salamanders, Plethodontidae. So again, keep that in mind. That should help point you toward a specific type of respiration. 10, which state in the United States is the only one where the Red Hills salamander is found? Again, look at the maps within the article. It's pretty clear from that part as well as the text. 11, what is causing the Red Hills salamander to be listed as endangered? What are the threats to its survival? Basically, what's impacting its population. 12, what does the article say is needed to help keep the population of this species stable? What are people basically doing to help it recover? 13, look at this more current link related to this species found through the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services website. Is the Red Hills salamander still considered endangered based on the information on that website? And again, we're literally looking to see whether or not it's using the term endangered or a different classification in this case. 14, the habitat requirements section on that link mentions that, quote, habitat for the Red Hills salamander consists of relatively mature, undisturbed, mixed hardwood forest located on steep slopes and moist ravines, meaning trees that have grown for a long time. Why would some people object to maintaining this type of habitat? Think about your answer for why the salamander is listed as endangered and your answer to the prediction question. So again, think about what is the interest that people have potentially in a forested area. Why would they maybe not allow it to become matured undisturbed? So again, I think the questions here are pretty straightforward. And again, make sure that you're utilizing your textbook to help you answer the questions on this assignment. Should be able to complete it easily.